Okay, so you folks can see now the time is just about 25 of 1 and we're well on our way. All of the panels are off of the ground, tarps are folded, our old flashing and some debris right here. So let's check progress on the roof. Another thing for project managers, very important, right? Today's job's in Pleasantville. We're Signature Roofing and Restoration of Turnersville. So it's about a 40-minute drive out here. We're 10 minutes outside of Atlantic City. How would we know on a reset day that the system actually came back up and was working for the homeowner, right? And if there were an issue with bringing the system back up, wouldn't you rather have that information on the day of the job when you have the crew here to fix it versus getting a call from the homeowner weeks later? Of course, you want to be here for the end of the project because you want to make sure that once the system is installed, that the system is actually working. That's what's most important. And you can see, for the most part, this backside is almost finished. And then we have panels for the next section up top just laid out. You can see in this front corner of the back main, right? They're also in place there. And then on the front side of the roof as well, they're already set. So once this first section here is completed, they'll move up top. And I'll see if I can safely get you over to take a look at the front side. Okay. So you can see these guys are just essentially waiting to be fastened in place correctly. These guys are already in place. That's why they're laying nice and straight with the kick guard in the front. Same thing. If you look at the front side, it's not actually the eave wall because you have that little flat portion, but you can see you have the kickboard on the front and all of those panels in place. So it's essentially just getting these in this area and these in this area to look like those, and the ones down here in the front. And that's it. Once they're in place, now keep in mind that this system, a long time ago, the way that they did systems, if you had an array that had 8 panels in a row and your first or second panel was down, they would string them in a line so every panel would fail, beyond the panel that actually had a problem. So to combat that, they started using micro inverters. So each one of these panels, as you can see when he's holding it up on the back, has a little micro inverter, right? So when you put them down, you just snap that in play. And once you snap it in play, you can see everything's already been wired up here in the box. So then it's a matter of just going down to the inverter, the larger inverter that's on the side of the home. Keep in mind that when these panels produce electric, it's AC, so it has to be converted to DC before the home can make use of it. That happens with the inverter that's on the side of the home, and it also serves as like the main operation panel to bring a system up and down. It's wired in the box that I just showed you on the roof, but the controls for everything, once everything is wired in and snapped in place, are on the inverter, which is on the side of the home. So just a matter of getting these panels in place. You can imagine it's challenging. There were 42 panels on this roof, so almost the entire backside is covered. And when the entire backside is covered and you're using all new flashings, you have to get the math and the spacing down with perfection. There can't be any degree of inaccuracy, because you'll get everything in place and have 2 panels left over with nowhere to get them in the array. So all of that planning and mathematics has to be done prior to putting flashings in place. So all of the hard part has really actually been done, and at this point it's just a matter of snapping panels in, connecting the micro inverters, and going down to the main inverter to bring the system back up, since our wiring panel that's topside on the roof has already been wired in. So we'll keep you posted. Again, we started around 10 a.m. and it is now about 20 minutes before 1.